you're constantly breaking people's posture down, and people know when their arms get away from their body that they're in danger, right? So one thing the guy can do to protect himself here is put your elbows down by my hips, like on the floor, right? He can get to this position, bury his elbow at my hips, and now he's basically safe. Like I can't really do anything to his neck. I can't do any arm bars to him. He's very safe in this position, right? This also might happen if I sit up to go for a Kimura and he wraps his arms around my body, right? So now again, it's gonna be hard for me to do anything, and the guy is fairly safe while he's holding this position. So we're gonna start with your partner on top is gonna put their elbows on the floor by your hips and just kind of bury their head, right? So you need to get their head to one side. So I'm gonna sort of shift his head and get my elbow in front, right? To sit up, I'm gonna need to move myself away a little bit. So I need to open my ankles, and I'm just gonna sort of shimmy my hips and build up to an elbow, right? Once I get to an elbow, I can make a frame in here. This is just to keep his weight off of me. I'm not trying to push him away from me. I'm just trying to keep something that I can push against to sit up to my hand. But always keep your legs up and engaged so you can keep him from being able to like jump around, right? Once I'm in this position on my hand, this for me is very safe, okay? Even if this was like a fight, he can't do anything, he can't hit me with anything unless he were to pull himself away and get away from me. So sitting up like this on a guy that wants to hold you down is very safe. All right, so once you sit up, you're gonna bring this hand back around and reach for the chin. So you're gonna get the chin strap, all right? Once I have his chin, I need to scoot myself away so I can take my hand off the floor. If I'm leaning backwards like this and I take my hand off the floor, I'm gonna fall over. So I need to slide away and hunch my head forward. So my butt goes back, my head comes forward, and I shoot my grip over his tricep here, get my own hand. I'm gonna pull my elbow in tight to my hip. All right, so I'm switching elbow positions. My left elbow comes down to my hip, my right elbow comes up. I'm gonna bring his head down to the mat, so I'm gonna try to put his forehead to the mat. Relock my guard, and then to finish, I'm gonna crunch everything in. All right, so your partner, elbows to the floor. You're gonna pass the head across, get your elbow on top of their head, open your ankles, scoot away enough to get up to an elbow. Make a frame with your elbow, scoot away enough to get up to your hand. And you're gonna wrap the neck, okay? When you wrap the neck, you grab the chin. From here, I slide my butt away. You'll know you're in the right position if you can take your hand off the floor without falling over, okay? Shoot your hand around the elbow. When you grab your own hand, you just grab the meaty part of your pinky edge of your hand. All right, the meaty part of your thumb should be right up against his artery. All right? And then from here, I pull my left elbow in tight to my hip. My right elbow comes up. I'm gonna drive his head down into the mat, relock my legs, and then I bring my knees to my chest and try to touch my chin to the back of his neck. So again, the person on top just glues down to you, push the head, get up to your elbow, scoot your hips away, get to your hand, wrap the chin, little scoot away, come around the back of the elbow, get your hand. Make sure that you get their head to touch the mat and then crunch. All right, 1, 2, 3. So, remember when you're doing this, I'll use my elbow as a frame, pushing in me. So he's pushing in, my elbow keeps him off fairly easily. So don't fall over like that. Yeah, keep your balance like that. Yeah. So this elbow frame is strong. It allows me to sort of push and get up, all right? Now, once this chin strap grip is super strong, right? And a lot of times when you do it, the person realizes once you have a strong chin strap on it, their neck is in danger. So rather than driving in, just have to pull away. Yeah, as soon as you feel him pull away, and you'll see, push in. See how his back is flat? Pull away. His back rounds a little bit. As soon as you see his back round, that means his weight is going away from you. So it's gonna be very easy to lift my hips up off the ground. Once I lift my hips up, I'm just gonna grab his elbow and take him over to the mount. And so we're in this position with the chin strap. If the person starts to drive in, that's when I would scoot and get my guillotine grip and try to finish the guillotine. If they're pulling away, I'm not gonna do that because they'd most likely slip off as I went for it, right? But when he pulls away, you feel his weight come off, you'll see your hips can easily lift off the floor. Posting off my hand, I hit him in the chest with my hips, grab his elbow, and take him over to the side. You can sometimes do this just by yanking on their chin, so I lift up and throw him over like that. But the problem is he's got a hand post, so in general, you're gonna wanna trap that hand. So now, when I grab his chin, the person on top is just gonna go pull their head out a little bit. It doesn't have to be, just a little bit of weight off you is all that you need, right? You just push off your outside foot, your hips come up into their chest, trap their elbow, pull it tight to your ribs, and roll over to the mount. One more time. So I get up to my elbow, get to my hand, wrap the chin, I go to pull down, he pulls away, and come up on top. All right? 1, 2, 3.